Hello, welcome to Tips Tuesday. I'm your host here on Natural Wellness Tips, Dr. Jennifer Shaw. Today we're going to dive in to the topic of stress, just kind of touching the surface of what this subject means and some of the things that we can do to help manage our stress. Thank you guys for tuning into the YouTube channel. If you haven't taken the time yet, please subscribe so you get notified each week as I drop new content. And definitely like and comment so I can know what you're enjoying, what you want more of. Let me know. I love hearing from you guys. Also, if you really like this video, share it with your friends. Help them feel less stressed as well. So let's dive into this topic. Did you know that 75 to 90% of doctors' visits have roots in stress? So many of the things that people come to the doctor for are rooted in their stress level. And stress has become so socially accepted. It is just something we all deal with. And although stress is a normal part of our lives, a maintained level of stress is not good or really okay for anyone. Stress leads to so many issues within our body, and I'm just going to scrape the surface today of how it truly affects us. So when we deal with a stressful situation, what happens is our body has a reaction. That reaction causes wear and tear in our body, our organs, our systems. And because of that, we become more susceptible to the effects of stress. And then when stress comes back into our lives, boom, we go around the cycle, And it becomes extremely hard to break this cycle. So we have to take a step back and look at our lives and see what stress is absolutely necessary and what stress can I do better managing? How can I show up better in my daily life to lessen my stress? So when we are in a state of stress, we move into something we have the autonomic nervous system. So the autonomic nervous system has two branches, and in the two branches are your sympathetic and your parasympathetic. Your sympathetic is your fight, flight, or freeze. Your parasympathetic is your rest and digest. We spend so little time in parasympathetic and so much time in our sympathetic. When we are in our sympathetic nervous system, we're firing there, we're in that fight, flight, or freeze. We often feel like we have a lot of anxious feelings, we're feeling overwhelmed, we're exhausted, maybe you have trouble sleeping, trouble calming your mind. Oftentimes people will see things like weight gain, loss of hair. There's so many adverse effects to maintaining a high state of sympathetic firing. Not to mention that high state of sympathetic firing puts an undue tax on many of our organs, including our adrenal glands, who are in charge of much of our epinephrine, norepinephrine, and cortisol, which are hormones released during the stress cycle. So when we maintain a state of stress, we're pushing those organs, those glands, to expel all of their reserves. It can take your body up to 10 years following a trauma to restore its reserves of cortisol and norepinephrine. It's a really scary thing to think about. So this could be an accident, a rear-ending, a large argument with a family member, a divorce. This could be just something really that shook you in the news. Heck, it could be 2020 and all of the stress that came along with that. The point is, guys, we have to find ways to get ourselves out of sympathetic into parasympathetic. One of the best examples I can give of how to do this is yoga. When you go to a yoga class, I'm going to speak of traditional vinyasa for the time being. You go to a traditional vinyasa class and you kind of get warmed up in the class, and then you get going and you're flowing and you're breathing and you're moving and your heart's pumping. And then about the last 15 minutes of class, the teacher slows things down. You start to stretch out. You get to relax. You do some twists. You get your hips above your heart, and then you enter corpse pose shavasana, and then you relax. So if you think about that, if you've experienced that in yoga class, you're in sympathetic while you're in those simulated stressful situations, those yoga poses. And as you do that grounding series, you're dropping your body into parasympathetic, rest and digest. And that's how oftentimes when you drop into shavasana, you're like, I could take a nap right now. I was just working out. How can I take a nap? Well, we've mastered the art of that in many yoga classes of being able to take you from sympathetic to parasympathetic. So I know how to do it as a yoga instructor, as a doctor of physical therapy, as someone who's experienced a lot of trauma in their lives. I've learned these tools. Sometimes I need little reminders, but I want to teach you some of these tools because I want you to be able to drop yourself into parasympathetic from sympathetic. Now, with that being said, much of the time we need sympathetic if we're, you're getting chased by a dog. You're, dealing with a very intense, serious situation in your life. I get it. Sympathetic is so important. That is why we need to keep it on reserve and all of those hormones on reserve for when we need them. So we are not living in that constant state of exhaustion. So I could go on for a couple hours here on the science of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. I'm not going to do that. I could go on here for a long time about the habits that we can do to help get ourselves out of sympathetic. Things like managing our schedule, things like prioritization, communication. There's so many imperative things here. But what I want to do is I really, really want to talk to you about three things that you can do and 3 ways that you can shift yourself from sympathetic to parasympathetic. So you could do this each and every morning. So you're starting on the right foot. That's the number one, guys. Your morning routine is so imperative. Do you wake up to an alarm and rush through the day? Well, you're starting in sympathetic and you're staying in sympathetic. So stop the rush, create a new morning routine. If you have no idea where to start or you're saying to yourself, I don't have time yet, I promise you do. It can be as simple as listening to a podcast while in the shower. If you want support on creating a new morning routine, click the link down below the video. I have a free new morning routine checklist for you with book recommendations, podcast recommendations, essential oil recommendations, all of the things. There's so many different things that I do in my morning routine that you can start to incorporate in your new morning routine. Check it out. It's for free down below the video. So number 1 is start your day off right. Number 2 is breathe. This is something I recommend many people incorporate into their morning routine, but for the sake of us right now, let's just talk about it in the moment. It is as simple as this. It is as simple as wherever you are, closing your eyes, breathing deep into your belly, and exhaling through your mouth. Doing that 3 or 4 times. Guys, go into the bathroom stall and do it. Do this in your car before you start your car. Do this at your desk before you pick up the phone. Do this in your bed before you get out of bed. Do this in the shower while you're standing under the hot water. And if you want some added support there, grab one of your essential oils. So some of my favorite essential oils here are Breathe. That's funny, right? We're talking about breathing. Take Breathe and apply it to your chest. You just literally take a drop and rub it right on your chest. Take those deep breaths and you will feel so much better in 30 seconds. That's all you need. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, release the tension in the mouth. I'm not even gonna go into more detail than that. I just want you to breathe, but here's the key. It has to be into your belly. Don't into your shoulders. Breathe deep into your belly. Maybe put a hand over your belly to breathe there. Another oil I love to use is Adaptiv. Guys, this line of essential oils, the oil, the capsules, and the roller are designed to help your body manage stress. Reach for it, use it, put it on, pop it in the diffuser. This is going to help you so much. So breathe, and if you can grab your oils, bonus. Guys, if you don't have oils, you can click down below, and for $10, you can do my 5-day oil experience. You get me and samples for 5 days to learn and see if these are the right fit for you. Check it out and see if it is. The next thing and the final thing I want to talk to you about is gratitude. We cannot live in a state of fear, overwhelm, anxiety if we are in a state of gratitude. So when you are feeling your stress go up, and you're getting to that overwhelm point, pause and find 3 things you're grateful for. I love when I need a break from reading something for work or something to grow, like as far as like growth oriented stuff, like business books and things. I love reading Nicholas Sparks novels. They're amazing. And he wrote this memoir about him and his brother taking a 3-week trip around the world. And in that book, he talked about how when him and his siblings were children, they were starting to get at each other and not love each other and like each other as much anymore. And his mom would go to each of them at night and say, what are 3 nice things your brother did for you today? And he talked in this book about how that shifted everything in their relationship and helped them stay close. So when you're really frustrated by a situation, find 2 to 3 things in that situation you're grateful for. Find 2 to 3 things in life you're grateful for. Some of the oils that help me with that are peppermint is the oil of buoyant heart. Put it over your heart and you can find that gratitude with a little more ease. Wild orange. Guys, this is a really uplifting essential oil that helps you find childish joy in life. Find gratitude, write it down, do it before you go to bed, do it in the moment, do it while you're breathing. But those 3 things can really help you come out of that state of ongoing stress and into a little bit more peace in life. Get changing in that morning routine. Have it be intentional. Breathe. Just stop and breathe with intention. Find gratitude. Living in a constant state of stress is not okay for anyone. It is so damaging to your body, and the effects are going to come and drop on you like a hammer. It is not okay. We have to take care of ourselves. Many people are like, well, I'm just stressed because I need to do all these things for my kids. Well, your kids need you. Your spouse needs you. Your significant other needs you. You need you. There's only one of you. You only get one shot. So try to break free of that stress. Definitely download the new morning routine checklist. Reach out to me if I can be a support to you guys. You can join the No BS Wellness community and get ongoing support. You can follow me on Instagram at Natural Wellness Tips to get daily reminders of how to live your life with a little bit more intention. I'm here to support you. I'm here to help you. I'm cheering you on. You deserve to live a life of joy. So make sure you like the video if you enjoyed this. Make sure you comment below. Let me know any questions you have. Share this with your friends. Subscribe to the channel so you get notified each week when I drop new videos. And I'll see you guys next week on Tips Tuesday.